Well, welcome, everybody. My name is Jeff Hennessy. I'm the President and Vice Chancellor of Acadia University. I have the pleasure of welcoming all of you here today to celebrate the funding of this wonderful research and of officiating today's event. And I will begin by acknowledging that this beautiful and historic campus is located in Mi'kma'ki, the unceded and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq. Our work together as stewards of this land, water, and resources through our impactful and important research is governed by our treaties of peace and friendship. And as treaty people, we are all committed to working with and learning from our Indigenous communities and partners. And I want to especially acknowledge, as our first introduction, Elder Dr. Lorraine Whitman from Glooscap First Nation. Where is Lorraine? There she is. One of our distinguished elders in residence, an advisor, a guide, a truth teller, and a friend to Acadia and to me, and a brand new grandmother. Congratulations to you and to Tom and to Sabrina and Daryl and to your whole family. We're so happy. We are also joined here today by some friends from all levels of government. Honourable Cody Blois, MP for Kings Hants and Parliamentary Secretary to the Prime Minister of Canada. We have the Honourable Brian Wong, Minister of Advanced Education for the province of Nova Scotia. Julie Van Exen, MLA for Kings South. There's Julie. We have MLA Melissa Sheehy-Richard from Hands West. And her worship, where is she? Mayor of Wolfville, Jody McKay, is also here. And of course, we are joined by many members of our faculty, staff, members of our Board of Governors, and students as well. So it's an important day for us today. We're here for a special, important, maybe a little bit of a creepy announcement. Funding for the Canadian TIC Research and Innovation Centre, CTRIC, the first and only one of its kind in Canada. About a year ago, I was touring the TIC lab with some special guests, and Dr. Ferraione casually mentioned that we had to buy TICs for this research. And she said, they're $5 a TIC. I almost jumped out of my shoes. I said, can't we make our own TICs? And she said, yes, we just need some money. So through some generous donations and government support, we can now produce our own TICs, which is a very weird thing for a president to say, but it is a big step forward for Acadia and for the country. So without giving too much away, today's funding announcements will allow CTRIC and Acadia University to continue to study and innovate alongside academic and industry partners in Nova Scotia and across the country. Creating a TICery here in Canada is a game changer for TIC research across the country, and having it at Acadia University with the amazing team of faculty and researchers we have is something we're all very proud of. We just have to look at the, quite frankly, astounding number of stories in the media and interviews with Dr. Nicoletta Ferraione, Dr. Laura Ferguson, who is here, Dr. Kirk Hillier, Dr. Meg Stokesbury. I saw all of these incredible scientists who are doing amazing work in our region and in our country, to see that this is research and science and progress that Canadians across the country value, and it hits close to home. This is the work people want to see moving forward. So I would like to introduce, as our first guest speaker of the day, a great friend to Acadia and to this region. I've seen him wear his Acadia tie proudly in the House of Commons. Honourable Cody Blois, Parliamentary Secretary to the Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Kings Hants.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I should have brought it today. I do like this color on me, but you're right. Every time I get to wear the Acadia tie, whether it's in the House of Commons or when it's here in the riding, it's always a proud day. And today is a very proud day. And I want to start, before we get to the substance of the announcement that Jeff started to prelude a little bit, just talking about the importance of Acadia University. And the importance of post-secondary research and the capacity building across our province. We're blessed here in Canada, but obviously in Nova Scotia, to have post-secondary institutions all across communities in our beautiful province. On a per capita basis, Nova Scotia, frankly, punches above our weight in terms of our research and innovation that's happening at post-secondary. And I think about Acadia. And Acadia is the largest employer here in Kings Hants in the federal riding in the Annapolis Valley. And Jeff, I just want to say too, I'll say you and the broader team here at Acadia, thank you for the work that you do in inspiring and educating the next generation of leaders. But then above and beyond the educational pursuit and the foundational building for young leaders in our community, our country, and around the world, the stuff that we're going to talk about today is foundational for the problem solving and the ability and the capacity building in our communities writ large. So I know I'm going to ask everyone to give it up, maybe perhaps largely for yourselves, because we've got a lot of Acadia folks here, but thank you very much to Acadia University and our post-secondary community. Jeff also made my job very easy because he introduced my other elected colleagues. And I'll just simply say, the announcement we're making today is possible because of the partnership between the Government of Canada and the province of Nova Scotia. But look, Acadia, its success is also driven by the close collaboration that this university has with the town of Wolfville, with our municipal partners. So to Jody, to our municipal leaders, to our MLAs, thank you for the collective work that we do, not only on things that we're talking about today, but just more broadly here at Acadia. My wife and I like to walk our Bernese Mountain Dog. If you don't know him, his name is Louie. He's a big 100-pound Bernese Mountain Dog, and he has to get out and exercise. And of course, where do you take Bernese Mountain Dogs? Well, you can take it around you take the dog around your local community, and you can walk in your subdivision, but he likes getting out into the woods. He likes getting out into nature, and so do my wife and I. And increasingly, especially in the last number of years, what is a top of mind when you go out into the woods is actually concern about getting a tick on you and ultimately having a tick potentially bite you, especially with the incidence and the rise around Lyme disease. Nova Scotians are aware of this. Canadians are aware of this. And of course, this is a somewhat recent phenomenon because I remember I'm 35 years old, but when I was a younger child, we didn't actually have ticks in Nova Scotia. This is something that has morphed and become a big public policy issue over the last number of years, and it is a acute, top-of-mind issue. And I said to my team when I was coming here today to make this announcement, I said, this will resonate because anyone who wants to get out and exercise, who wants to enjoy our great outdoors in this country, is increasingly thinking about the health and safety and protection of their particularly young families, but certainly themselves. And we've been hearing the stories of people that had been infected by the various types of ticks that are now prevalent in our communities and the health consequences. And so there is a lot of impact to everyday Nova Scotians, to everyday Canadians. The good news is we are increasingly focused on research. And I'm ashamed to say, not ashamed, but I didn't fully know the name Nicoletta Ferroni. Sorry, Nicoletta. And I was in Ottawa about a year ago and at the MyTax celebration. This is research innovation across the country. And there was Nicoletta being recognized on the national stage for her research. And Jeff highlighted the other research that goes on and the team that you have here, Nicoletta. But you are doing some world-class research, some leading research across the country. And I do remember that conversation, Jeff, being here and remember $5 a tick thinking, my God, I should get into the tick rearing business. That sounds like a good, profitable venture. But we have to be able to step up and support. And so I know Dr. Ferroni will talk about kind of what the investment is going to mean. But ultimately, we have the capacity here. We have an ability to be leading in the country. We need to make sure the infrastructure is in place, including the ability to have a tickery and to have the rearing capacity. As I understand it, the ticks that we bring in from the United States to do research are not genetically the same as the ticks that are actually in our forests in Nova Scotia. And so we need to have that capacity here. And that's why I'm pleased today to announce $455,000 on behalf of ACOA, Atlantic Canadian Opportunities Agency, to support infrastructure upgrades, to support, you're calling it CTRIC? The Canadian, CTRA, the Canadian Tick Research and Innovation Centre. We have $455,000 to support that initiative. So, yeah. I know the team here at Acadia will be able to put that money, that infrastructure to good use. I want to say thank you for the work that's going on here at Acadia. Keep it going. And again, the work that we can do through research and innovation to be able to improve health outcomes, to be able to have the repellents that I know have been developed out of this lab, for example, is going to be important in the days ahead. So Nicoletta, to you, to the entire team here at Acadia, thank you so much. Congratulations. We're in your corner, and let's go from here. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Cody, for the generous contribution to the Centre from the Government of Canada through ACOA. You're always welcome at Acadia anytime, especially if you're bringing funding with you, so thank you. Next, I want to introduce the Honorable Brian Wong, Minister of Advanced Education and Minister responsible for Research Nova Scotia, and most importantly, an Acadia alumnus, to make an announcement as well.
Yeah, when I walked in, Jeff said, "Welcome home." And you know what? It does feel like home, and Acadia really is very important to this region and the identity of the Annapolis Valley. Very often we think about Acadia. So I really appreciate the work that Acadia continues to do. We talk about applied research. When we're applying it to things that mean something to Nova Scotians, it means a lot. On a very personal basis, some of my best friends, their daughter has been suffering with tick-borne illness for a number of years, and they have been advocating for over a decade on getting something like this going. So I'm very happy to see that Acadia University has really stepped up, and the work that Nicoletta, that you've been doing is absolutely amazing. So good morning. So pleased to be here as the Minister responsible for Research Nova Scotia. I do want to recognize Stefan and Marley, who are sitting up here in front, that are, they're the ones that are leading Research Nova Scotia, and the work that they do is it's very important, especially towards applied research like this initiative right here. So Research Nova Scotia, its Focused Research Investments Initiative is what this is part of. It's committing $1.2 million to Acadia University, Canadian Tick Research and Innovation Centre. Well done, good choice. This investment will help researchers better understand what is driving the rapid increase in tick populations, the emergence of new tick species, and the growing prevalence of tick-borne disease in Nova Scotia. It will also support work across human and animal health, helping fill knowledge gaps and giving companies the information they need to create new products and grow economic opportunities. There is no doubt that over the years, the tick populations have grown. I'm a golfer. I spend a fair amount of time in the woods. But it's very different. So I've had several ticks on me this year, not just from golf, but I even had one that was embedded. And the first thing is you take a picture of it and you put it into AI and you see, is this a black-legged tick or not? But also as a population knowing that, it's just not Lyme disease, it's the tick-borne illness. And for other companies to actually have the ability to use the research that's being produced here and to find ways to either combat ticks or to help it not attach to humans, I think it's amazing. And it's the way that we need to go. Right across Canada, tick populations are growing. So the Focused Research Investment Program, or FRI, starts with a real problem or opportunity like tick-borne illness and builds a research program around it. The goal is to connect strong research with partners who can turn that knowledge into practical solutions for Nova Scotians. One Health, and I had to look up what One Health is, but it's very unique to what you're doing, is an approach that recognizes the connection between people, animals, plants, and the environment. That connection is especially clear when we talk about ticks. The research happening here at Acadia will help us better understand tick behavior and give industry the knowledge it needs to develop repellents and treatments for people and animals. The One Health approach also depends on good surveillance, because understanding where ticks are, how they're changing, and what risks they carry is key to protecting people, animals, and communities. I also want to recognize the Department of Health and Wellness, which contributed $50,000 in a one-time funding support to help surveillance related to ticks and tick-borne disease. While that support is separate from Research Nova Scotia's investment and the research funding being announced today, it's an important part of the broader work underway to better understand and respond to tick-borne disease in our province. This work also creates opportunities for local companies. PureGuard, formerly Atlantic, has developed and now markets a botanical-based repellent spray internationally, supported by its partnership with Acadia. Merck Animal Health is also a partner in the new center, and Acadia will create another economic opportunity by marketing genetically relevant and pathogen-free tick colonies to organizations across the country for research and product validation. And when I think of those words, pathogen-free tick colonies, it's like to think about what a tick colony is kind of scares the hell out of me. I don't want to walk into one of those on a golf course. So Acadia has been a valued partner on a number of complex and important pieces of work, and this project is another example of the leadership and collaboration they bring, work that creates real value for the community and for the province. So as I said earlier, it's projects like these that help build the reputation of Acadia and help attract quality students to the campus. This center brings together the kind of research, partnerships, and practical innovation that Nova Scotia needs. Through Research Nova Scotia's investments, we're helping researchers understand what makes ticks tick, supporting companies that are developing real-world solutions, strengthening our province's role as a leader in tick and tick-borne disease research. And most importantly, this work is about protecting Nova Scotians, our families, our pets, our livestock, and our communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister, for the contributions from Research Nova Scotia and the province. This is a great example of two levels of government working together to address a growing issue in the region, in the province, and nationally. A fantastic use of public funds, I must say. Thank you for that. This is the type of research is also focused on stopping the impacts before they happen, which greatly reduces the burden on the healthcare system and saves the system time and money. It's preventative, proactive, and innovative. This research and the wide exposure it has received also inspired several donors to generously come forward with a combined total of more than $2 million so far for CTRIC and the work that we're doing. Thank you. It's another testament to how important people see this research at this center. Our final speaker today, the star of the show, has been widely and so deservingly recognized for her work in the past couple of years. Dr. Nicoletta Ferraione won a National MyTax Innovation Award last year for her work on tick repellents, and the same week, she also received the Nova Scotia Discovery Award for Public Impact in recognition of her leadership in this field. Nicoletta is the director of CTRIC and an associate professor of biochemistry here at Acadia.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Today is a very incredible, exciting, meaningful moment for all of us at the Canadian Tick Research and Innovation Centre. CTRIC started with a vision to build a dedicated facility here in Nova Scotia to better understand ticks and tick-borne diseases and to translate our research into practical solutions that can protect people and communities. And see that vision become a reality has truly been a team effort. So I would first like to thank my close collaborators here at Acadia, Dr. Luis Agnoleto, the lab manager of CTRIC, and Dr. Laura Ferguson and Dr. Kirk Hillier in the Department of Biology. Please, Kirk and Laura, come here. Join me. I'm also very grateful to Dr. Beth Lloyd and Mount Allison University for her valuable support and guidance in tick ecology and pathogen testing. And of course, none of this would have been possible without those who believe in our vision. So I would like to sincerely thank ACOA and Research Nova Scotia through the Focused Research Investment Program, as well as our donors for giving us the opportunity to build something that we believe will have a real and lasting value for Nova Scotians and Canadians. I would also like to recognize our industry partners, PureGuard and Merck, as well as Nova Scotia Department of Health and Wellness for their support and collaborations. And finally, a very special thank to all of our students, staff, researchers, and collaborators who have contributed to our work. So today, it's an important milestone for CTRIC, but it's also just the beginning. We're extremely excited about what we can build together and about the impact this center can have here in Nova Scotia and across Canada. And on a personal level, since CTRIC became a reality, is incredibly meaningful. And when I began my research on ticks at Acadia, I could not have imagined that it would grow into a center like this. And I hope to show you after how this lab looks like now. Over the years, we experienced firsthand some of the challenges of doing tick research in Canada, from acquiring ticks and the specialized infrastructure we needed to having the capacity to test the new ideas and technologies. And CTRIC grew from our desire to change that. And for me, one of the most rewarding things is now seeing our students and researchers working together in a facility that did not exist before, knowing that we are building here can support not only our own research, but researchers, communities, partners across Canada. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Fraione. The applied research that Nicoletta and her team at Acadia are leading will have major public health impacts here and across the country. We see so much potential in the opportunities for student teaching and learning in the lab here, as well as training the next generation of tick researchers. So one more time, thank you to Research Nova Scotia, to ACOA, Brian, to Cody. Thank you for recognizing the importance of the center, the hard work of our faculty and researchers, and the impact they are having in Nova Scotia and beyond. Thank you for realizing how important this work is for our students, for learning together, and for Acadia. Thank you to Dr. Fraione, your great team, and your wonderful students. Thank you all for coming. This concludes the formal part of the event. We can take a few questions if there are any, and then we're going to go look at some ticks.
Great. Give it a picture with you, the minister, and your team in front of there.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do it after, or you guys? Yeah, great. No, we'll get a picture quickly.
Okay, yes.